Hey guys, how we doing? I'm Alec, and I am on my oldest of all my Boom Beach accounts because I've been playing this for a very long time. 5.5 years old, still don't have a perfect troop damage on this son of a something or other, which I'm not thrilled about. But that's not really what we're here to talk about. Haven't done one of these videos in a little while. But Fat Fingers is a thing again. We have been going for a few weeks now, building up our force points and hoping, so let's see, we're at 10,445. And leaderboard, well, we've got a little ways to go before we hit the top 50, but we will be there soon enough, hoping to knock on the doors up here, I guess. Anyway, had a great op yesterday. Won't be quite as good today, but still pretty good. I'm actually kind of tempted to show this hit. There's some bonus booning after, but first things first, the op we did yesterday. 5 blue lines, which is always the goal here. And we had some really nice hits, and we're going to take the time and enjoy some of them. So these first two, this is Sven going on the big base on the op. Ransom is the 298. Gonna be big health, 2.2 million almost. Really not a bad Ransom though. I will point out that it's probably a Ransom that would have been better to leave for a 5.5. Of course, Sven is always a 6.4. Losing just a few girls on the beach to the SEMO, but all in all a pretty smooth landing, and he's off and he's running, and there's really nothing to stop you on this hit. Hereafter, bullet is clearing the few mines that are there. You've got one shock repeated on these shock launchers. There is a microwaver, it doesn't factor. Not a lot of GBE needed for this hit, I will say that, which is why a 5.5 with the big damage might have been better to do this hit, but you know, when I went to press attack, somebody was already hitting the base, goddammit. Anyway, not a whole lot to say here. After this, he's just going to keep shocking those shock launchers, and I mean, look at the health on that sucker. We do have a Zuka damage tribe going right now, which is fantastic. Pretty sure this would have been a solo regardless. Probably all of these would have been solos regardless. But it is always nice to, you know, feel that extra bit of power. You can see Bullet celebrating there. And that was the largest base for that operation. And I think I had the 262 here, yes. Since I didn't have the option of hitting Ransom anymore, I decided to hit Waterloo, which is a favorite of mine. Clearing the usual mines, had to use a barrage here because there were 2 shock mines. So normally you've got 2 regular mines here, and you just need to check them to make sure that they are not max mines or level 22 or level 23, and then you can hit one of them and you're fine. So you usually clear just one with an artillery. Had to use a barrage because shock mines in that position are really, really bad. Figured I would farm up some extra GBE over here just because of that. As a 5.5 I have excuse me, as a 5.5 I have just barely enough GBE to do this base under normal circumstances with 4 shocks. So and here we had a good 4 shocks, so I didn't want to come up short at this point. What was the health on this guy? So 1.9-ish, somewhere around there. And this shock up here is not going to be quite perfect. You want to notice one of the machine guns is going to turn and pick off a few ladies over there. Other than that, pretty clean work. like I said, Zuka damage tribe, so that core just drops in no time flat. Got there in pretty good order, hadn't lost the delay, it would have been a solo anyway. You know, I mean, all of these would have been solos, but just a whole lot more fun when you have Zuka damage. I'm all in favor of having it more often. So here we have Argus coming in on Orbifold, which is the 190 here, and he's going to do some farming. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shocks. And he's going to, well, he can farm all of this if he wants to. There's, usually there'll be some rockets somewhere over here. Typically like over here or over here. Nothing like that, so he could actually farm all of this stuff if he really wanted to get up GBE. We'll see what he chooses to do. Put in a little faster mode for that though. Clearing the shore completely, which also is, I mean, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I guess he's got a 6 o'clock kill spot, which means at least the 4 shocks and critters, possibly 5 shocks, depends what he wants to do with the Doom Cannon. And now he's going to collect a bit more GBE, actually. So probably will end up doing the 5 shocks. I watched this hit yesterday quickly, so I don't exactly remember how he chose to play this. Core health, since we're sacrificing a boat, it's always worth noting. So around 1.4 million. Again, very easily doable with 7 boats of Zukas, even under normal circumstances. Never hurts to have the extra damage though. And he's there, and he has the delay, which is really the critical thing. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we used every ounce of the delay up there, which is well done. So went with the 5 shocks and just absolutely crushed that. So that's the 190 base down. We still have the 262 left to go here. This was a really nice hit. Again with the Gramps and the farming. This was kind of a headache. I did not enjoy even looking at this and trying to figure out what to do for shocks. And as a 5/5, I don't like looking at bases like this because I usually don't have the GBE for all of the shocks necessary. And even as a 6/4, I'm assuming Perrin's is a 6/4, even as a 6/4, depending on how you choose to do those shocks, could get pretty sketchy. I don't think the health on this was too high, which is good. Yeah, 1.3, 1.4 million, something like that there. I'm tired and I'm not going to math. Anyway, he chose to do some math because he's down here farming. Actually, if I remember right, he's going to farm a good bit. The bombardiers just naturally follow this path up the wall, so they're going to keep going. One of them got taken out, but 2 of them just going down here, and I think it's going to be a while before that rocket actually gets to them. I remember looking at this earlier and then sort of looked away for a second and looked back down to the replay. The second bombardier's been taken out, and this one guy is okay. So now we're looked back to this replay, and the bombardiers were still farming over here after I looked away and looked back, and I was like, what the hell? Anyway, so he farmed pretty much everything that he felt he needed over here, and this guy's headed that direction because now Perrin's is landing his Zukas to the left, and this rocket is not a rocket that ranges the kill zone, so it doesn't matter if you've lost the delay on that. So he's choosing to sacrifice this little bombardier over here. So anyway, now on to the more interesting part of the hit, I guess. I mean, I had fun with that last bit also. I thought that, yeah, just looked away, came back like, wait, are we still doing this? Because I'm still farming away over there. Alright, so in position, has the delay. That was a really nice walk. And what's he going to do for shocks? I believe that was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought I heard 6 land. In any case, they came out very quickly, so he must have planned that pretty well in advance, and that was not a really, like I said, that was not a really fun base to look at, so I was not enjoying the prospect of hitting it, which is why I decided to do something more comfortable in Waterloo. So good for parents for taking that one on, because that was, ugh. Anyway, so last base, this should be the one, no, it's the 119. I don't remember, do we have, I'd have to look at the, I can't look at the bases that we had for this op. We must have had something that was not fun. In any case, Maverick is going for the 119 here, and when I first went to watch this replay this afternoon, I saw his troop choice, and I knew before I watched the replay that this was going to be a gross base with rocket launchers everywhere because he chose Heavy Zuka. There are lots of versions of this base, Black River. It goes down to some of the real low-level ops, and normally you've got, you know, 3, 4 shocks maybe. You can generally do this unboosted. Here he's got a hot beach, he's got rockets for days. The normal kill spot would be over here, which would be 5 o'clock. From there he'd be looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shocks if you did it that way, so that's obviously not going to work. Hence the heavies, because he's going to use them to try to limit some of these shocks. And in this case, the really nice landing there. In this case, the smart thing to do is to go up here, so that you let the heavies stand in front of all the fire from these rockets, because, you know, that's what they get paid to do. I think this was, I want to say this was overall in the neighborhood of 900k, which, if you're using Heavy Zuka, obviously that's going to take away from your damage potential. Either way, he killed that one on the same boost, and this is the bonus booming part. That was the little base on that op, but he got this Callisto on this op, which was the 226. This is the current op that we're doing now. Let's see. Yeah, like, see, we got a boomtown here, so we just closed that one off pretty much. Haven't even looked out the layout. Maybe it could be done in 2, probably, since it's closed. It could not, regardless, it, you know, gets shut down. So that had happened somewhere in the last op as well, but I don't remember the basis. Anyway, Callisto 226, and he's going to go cross map on this because there's a CMO down here, which is bad, but, you know, you can make that work. There's a microwaver up here, which is bad, and you can't make that work because your lady's the typical hit. You're going to wrap this mortar, and if you're standing wrapped around this particular mortar, you're going to lose like half your girls to that microwaver in the kill spot. Health 1.8 million, so he's going to have to get creative with the walk, because, you know, you could live with the CMO there, but you have to do something different because of the microwaver. So he's going to end up going across the map, which is not actually a play that I've ever taken. He's going to farm a bit first because you got a long way to go, and you still have some shocks once you get to the kill zone. He's going to use this up here, like 1 o'clock-ish. And he ends up taking this funky route that he pretty much, I'm sure, had to improvise specifically for this. That's never really fun, planning out a completely different route, because you're not always sure how the Zukas are going to walk, but it looks here like he's taken advantage of the defenses along his way, making sure Brick's going to tank that mine. She survives. I don't know what level it was. He used the walking along the defenses to make sure of where his troops were going to go. Still had 5 shocks there. Didn't probably have enough GBE for this one down here. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even from that position, which is not really optimal, but what are you going to do? Microwaver. Anyway, that was also a great hit. Obviously, we are not going to have 5 blue lines today. Manticore. Manticore is a finicky base. It very often takes 2. So, you know, yesterday was a really great day. I've not had the chance to make one of these videos in a couple of weeks, so it's always fun. I wish I could make them every day, I guess. We'd be #1 in the world instead of Boogans, but oh well. In the meantime, we chase Boogans. Anyway, some great hits there. Like the video, thumbs up, and I am off to bed. Have a great night.